Today we're going to be talking about my favorite album of my favorite band. In my opinion, the greatest band of all time, Rage Against the Machine. And
I thought you were going to say local age. Steve.
well, that album is up there too, man. And we'll talk about that because we share a personal experience with that band. But with Rage Against the Machine, man, I'll never forget. I was in the barber shop and they had an issue of Rolling Stone. This was the summer of '97. And on the cover of the Rolling Stone, it was RZA standing next to a guy with dreads. And I was like, man, I was already a Wu Tang stan at this point, 14 years old. And it was like, man, who's this guy? Oh, that's that Rage band I keep hearing about. And I read that whole article on their tour. Wu Tang Clan, they toured with Rage Against the Machine in '97. And that piqued my interest even more. I was like, man, so these guys rap, they're not just like a rock band. And when I started listening to them, some of the guys in Perrysburg, they were already on to Rage. And our friend Tony Nelly, man, who lived down the street from us, he was listening to us like, man, this dude can actually spit, man. And Rage Against the Machine basically became like my introduction to rock and roll music. I was solely R&B and rap.
I wouldn't say they were my introduction to rock and roll, but like good rock and roll, yes. And that they still to this day, the amount of thought, they're like I always thought a tool like this too, where it's like the amount of thought you're putting into your song, everything related to what you do, the images, the music itself, the words you're putting in the music, it's crazy. And yeah, man. I mean, at Rage Against the Machine, for like our age group of dudes, especially,
Yeah.
like that was it, man. And you want to get angry or just like Bulls on Parade, I think that's one of those songs where you just played over and over and over again when you heard it.
And that was the song I think that made them mainstream. People could say, F you, I won't do what you tell me, Killing in the Name of. I think that might have been their first radio hit. But man, when Bulls on Parade came out, it was opening of the floodgates. And they performed that song on SNL. And I didn't know about this until hindsight. They were one of the exclusive members to get booted and banned from SNL because when they performed that song, they had an upside down flag at the last second. Some guy from the production assistant, he took it down and they didn't even get to perform their second song. But like you said, man, they have a message behind their lyrics. And in my opinion, nation, Zach De La Rocha is the greatest frontman of all time, man.
And Tom Morello, I mean, in a sea of like great guitarists, and
yes.
You know exactly who's playing the guitar when you hear it. He's one of those guys. You can't just, he plays it well, but he actually makes his own type of music and sounds out of a guitar that no one else can do. Yeah. But Zach De La Rocha, dude, I mean, that guy's like the epitome of cool. And I feel like, I mean this in the best way possible. Like he could give a fuck about fame other than like the fact that it allows him to get his voice and like his message out to a large group of people, man. Because I mean, they were on top of the world, dude. They were at #1 charts. That's huge.
Yeah. Without
a political band, it's not like pop shit. It's this.
Without ever compromising themselves, man. They didn't care to make a radio hit. And Tom Morello, man, he plays that guitar like a DJ. He was very innovative, and I think he's the greatest guitarist alive.
I mean, I can't even argue, dude. Especially when it's something that, there's like people like the Van Halen dude. Like you can name people that can shred, Slash, but he can just shred in the way, like a godlike way. But, there's people that can probably make it sound like that. But I defy anyone to play guitar like Tom Morello. Show
me. And if you dare, because some of his methods, if you're not doing it right, you could die. Literally. Like taking out your plug and putting it on the string type ish to create this different sound. Like
it's crazy as fuck.
Yeah, you could short circuit yourself right there, man, like a radio falling in the tub. But the Woodstock performance they did in 99, I saw the recorded version of that, and that's when I decided this is my favorite band of all time. They rocked that crowd, man.
I have never. This is a band that this is one of those bands where I don't even really like going to concerts that much, but to see them live, I feel like I wish I could have done that. There's a couple bands like that where it's like, man, I fucked up.
Yeah, they're still with us, man. So hey,
Yeah, maybe I still have time. You're right.
yeah. Well, this is Steve G and Mad G What Happened in the 90s, a show where we talk about what happened in the 90s. So get out your David Justice jerseys and your Out for Justice tapes. Because the microphone explodes, shattering the molds. Either drop the hits like they or get the off the commode with the short shot. Sure to make the bodies dropping no copy, yo. Don't call this a co-op. Terror range drenching, quenching the thirst of the power dawn. That five-sided fist of gone. The rotten soul on the face of Mother Earth gets bigger. The trick is cold, empty your purse. Rally around the family. Pocket full of shells. They rally around the family. Pocket full of shells.
Damn, that was good, Steve. I could have died. I didn't want to join in. I knew it. I knew the words though.
Man, by memory.
Wow.
Well, today, my friend, we're talking all things April 16th in the 90s. Starting off in 1990, Working Girl premieres on NBC. The situation comedy based on the popular film featured more of the adventures of Secretary Tess McGill in an office setting. One season, 12 episodes.
Shut up, bitch!
That's what they said. That's what they said. I gotta be honest with you, Steve. You look this up. You can watch it. You can watch the few of the episodes.
If you dare.
My God, the song, the theme song in a world of '90s slapping ass hit theme songs, even they couldn't get that right.
Yeah, they couldn't get the guy who did all the TGIF stuff, man. Like maybe he was just on contract.
I mean, Working Girl. I mean, that was a big thing. I wasn't into it, but that was a huge movie. So
Yeah.
just use some off that.
Well, the only reason I had it on the list, man, is because it was the introduction to Sandra Bullock, I guess.
Yeah. Wow, she really set the world on fire. See, I love that some coked up like producer was just hitting a fucking rail, excuse my language, came up and was like Working Girl was on. He's like, get me that chick for the net.
Yeah, well, I mean, of all the movies to make into a TV show, like why not Gremlins? That ain't even cross your mind. I would have watched that. What about Back to the Future, the show? What about I don't know, Breakfast Club show?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I know it wasn't that late in like TV at this point. What was it, 1990? There's already a vast array of secretary shows. So let's just, you weren't breaking any ground. And I tried, Steve. I was prepared to like the show and come on here and go, Steve, you're a hater, dude. Sandra Bullock, Speed, The Net.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
no, it's not the case though. This is a big. There's a reason it only got one season. I'm really truly surprised it wasn't one of those shows where they show like the first 3 and are like, kill it. We're losing too much.
Yeah, I mean, out of those 12 episodes, only like 8 of them aired, maybe even half that. But
thank God.
Two things can be true. It can be a very bad show, and I can still be a hater. But that following year, 1991, Temple of the Dog would have released their self-titled album, "Cause I'm Going Hungry, Going Hungry, yeah."
That, and I didn't realize, like, I don't know. I knew that song.
Yeah.
But man, I didn't know anything about this band. I didn't know anything about the album. I don't know what I thought that song was. But this freaking album, Steve, I'm trying not to cuss. This freaking album is fantastic. Front to back.
Front to back.
And I feel just ashamed I never knew about it because it's grunge heavy. We got
So, yeah.
Cornell and Vedder.
How
Come
could you not? Yeah. I mean, anything Chris Cornell in the 90s is scorching hot, man. And then the song pushing, pushing, pushing through the sun, I won't push in. At first, I thought he want pussy. I was like, don't we all, Cornell?
All right.
I won't pussy.
Too. But I was like listening to this, like, how was this not more of a thing? And then I did my research, and prior to him passing, rest in peace, Chris Cornell, somebody asked him that exact question. They were like, this is so good. Like, why didn't you guys ever do it? And he was like, because this is like a tribute album for a guy that died, which I didn't realize that. It's a tribute for Andrew Wood, who was the late singer of Mother Love Bone.
Okay.
Okay. So but it was a tribute album. So he's like, it's kind of like sad that, you don't really want to like base your whole band off of your friend dying or whatever. But also,
Right.
like, man, me and Eddie Vedder were in extremely successful bands in the 90s. So it was just like, I guess they've done concerts, which man, that would be what a banger of a concert to get to see. But man,
Hell yeah.
I highly encourage people to listen to this because it is a banger.
And in 1993, Benny and June premieres. A mentally ill young woman finds her love in an eccentric man who models himself after Buster Keaton. Directed by Jeremiah S. Chechnik, starring Johnny Depp, Mary Stuart Masterson, Aidan Quinn, Julianne Moore, and Oliver Platt.
Yeah, and a couple other notables, Steve. Dan Hedaya, who's just killing the 90s if you're paying attention.
He was in the movie that we talked about last week.
He's in a couple movies this week, Steve. And he was in a movie I referenced last week, Shaft from 2000. He was one of the crooked cops.
Of course.
But also a notable person for you and me, CCH Pounder's up in this biatch, Steve.
Pound Town.
Sucker time. It's supper time.
Oh, man.
CCH Pounder's a ledge, though, so check her out. But I don't know, Steve. I'm interested to hear what you think of this. I love Johnny Depp. I never really dug this movie as a younger person. I don't, and as watching it now, it's not one of my favorite Depps. I'm going to be honest.
What happens when two tards fall in love?
Yeah, but I will say this, and this is me being fat and just acknowledging that. There's a scene where Johnny Depp's cooking grilled cheeses with an iron in this movie. I'll take one of those, Steve.
Oh, yeah. Those look like some juicy grilled cheeses. And the main thing I remember from the movie was the song. And I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more.
90s right there.
Oh,
Just to
yeah.
be the man.
I
I also remember where he's doing the little bread dance with the forks. That was always like in the trailer. I remember that. I'd be like, oh, that's cool. I tried doing it a couple times. It didn't work out. So yeah. Special needs movie.
Pretty much.
Light special needs though. These are high. I mean, the Johnny Depp is like a car mechanic, I think.
And he's
And he needs to be a pizza maker because he can just be spinning stuff on his fingers, Steve. He spins a hubcap on his finger like he's in the Globetrotters.
and he's also a magician or some sort, but they call it eccentric. I call it one of those points on the spectrum.
He's been touched.
Yeah. Man, but also in 1993, Boiling Point premieres. A pair of sociopath killers take on the police and the mob in order to make one last big score. Directed by James B. Harris, starring Wesley Snipes, Dennis Hopper, Lolita Davidovich, Viggo Mortensen, and Dan Hedaya.
Dan Hedaya, Steve, again.
Bang.
Also, Mike Almondtrot is in this movie again.
Jonathan Banks, man.
Guys all over the place. We talked about him a couple times. I love seeing, because, Viggo Mortensen to me is always tied to Lord of the Rings now. I like seeing him play a scumbag, Steve. He's a great scumbag, too. Carlito's Way plays a great scumbag. And in this, scumbag who's not hesitant to just blast on somebody either. He'll con you and then just shoot you right in the chest.
And he was a scumbag in Perfect Murder with Michael Douglas and Gwyneth Paltrow.
I mean, he was also kind of a scumbag in that movie History of Violence. That was like a Cronenberg film where he was like a hidden like assassin or something. Also, he's 69 to chick in that movie. So shout out to Vigo, just completely dominating everything in his life.
Ooh.
Ooh, you gonna do that? Ooh, Vigo. Ooh. I mean, this is a Snipes film. I love, and I remember the cover that you're showing behind you. But again, like as far as Snipes movies goes, there's just so much better than this. But this ain't bad, you know.
And I don't think it deserved the bad ratings, the bad reviews that it got, because it was universally panned by critics, man. And in comparison to early 90s Wesley, really, just like Chris Cornell in the 90s, when it comes to early 90s Wesley, I mean, Passenger 57, New Jack City, Sugar Hill,
Demolition Man, Steve. I mean, that's kind of early 90s, right?
You know, it's 93. Yeah.
And he's good in it. He's a criminal, but he's taking down like corrupt cops. Hopper, it's interesting, man. This is an interesting Dennis Hopper portrayal because he's kind of a bitch in it, to be honest. Like he's coming out of prison, he owes guys money. That's kind of his motivation. I gotta say, the look though, if you look at him in this and then bring up a picture of him in the Super Mario Brothers movie where he's playing like a Bowser mafioso guy, I feel like they pulled him right off the set of Mario Brothers and into this because he's got that slick hair, and I think he might even be wearing the same suit, to be honest.
In the movie has Paul Gleason, you know, from Breakfast Club. Play with the bull, get the horns.
Yeah, man. But just shout out to Dan Hedaya, who I didn't realize was such a prolific, like, second guy, you know, that other guy, like one of the backups.
You didn't notice it growing up in the 90s, man, but like, dude, he's in everything.
Do you own LA at this point? Because his credit list has to be like 200 deep, and at least 100 of that's like 90s.
Who's the guy from Quantum Leap? Was it Al?
Yeah, that guy probably has a hell of an IMDb list too.
He looks like he could be like the crazier brother of Al.
Yeah, hell yeah.
The one that'll fight. Al seems like the one that'll be sensible. He'll try to talk to you. Like Dan Hedaya's like, oh, I'm with the shit. Where's he at?
He'll steal that little calculator that Al has and sell it in a pawn shop. Look, it'll take you to other dimensions. Here, man, $20. Jesus.
Yeah. Trying to go to 56. I want to see the Rat Pack. Give it to me. But also in 1993, No Place to Hide premieres. A tough LA cop and the teen sister of the ballerina whose murder he's investigating become targeted by a sinister cult that secretly runs the city. Directed by Richard Danis, starring Chris Christopherson, Drew Barrymore, Martin Landau, O.J. Simpson, Day Young, and Bruce Weitz.
I mean, also Kane Hodder, Steve, who played Jason. He was the body of Jason in the Ridge. So Kane Hodder, horror movie celebrity, but this movie is worth watching for about 2 minutes. Where OJ's in a wheelchair. All right, right there.
Oh my
and
God.
At some point, I love this. This is totally 90s. Chris Christopherson, I get it. The cop. He's investigating the murder of Drew Barrymore's sister. He's taking her and having her live in his house. But all of a sudden, he's just like, I'm going to call my buddy OJ up, who's in a wheelchair. OJ shows up to babysit a little girl, which in hindsight is hilarious.
I feel safe now. Yeah. Thanks for bringing in your handicapped friend to save my life. Everything about this.
At one point, Steve, when the first time he's introduced, he shows up and like Chris Christopherson's like, well, if she does anything, like call me. He's like, nah, I'll just bonk her on the head. But he has like a big ass like sledgehammer thing in his. I was like, why is it? You do this for the fucking joke? What's going on here?
Dude, yeah. And this movie, like, that's my favorite part with OJ. Like, he comes out with the toughs. They come to the house and they got guns. They're all armed. And then OJ answers the door, and the one dude, he gets unarmed by a guy in a wheelchair. Like, you guys aren't good at your jobs. Like, if I report back to my boss and say, like, man, I lost my gun, what, to the guy in the wheelchair? You're not a good henchman.
Yeah.
You're horrible.
Also, when you see OJ disarm this guy, it is one of the craziest. It looks like he's possessed because he's like, and then the paralyzed guy gets shot in the back, which is just a kick in the nuts.
But that dude almost got his ass beat by OJ, man. All of you guys suck. And this happened in 93, which was exactly a year before you know.
Yeah, that's crazy too. But just shout out to the guy OJ nearly disarms and like takes down, who looks like, I mean, he looks like one of Carl Winslow's cop buddies. He's like an old fat dude that's just like, and he just psycho. I mean, OJ goes out like a G though. He's crippled. He gets hit. I mean, he takes a headshot to take his ass down.
All the players want to disown this movie. Chris Christopherson, he's like, man, I don't know what you're talking about. Drew Barrymore said she took it because she needed work. And Martin Landau is just like, man, why you want to know about that movie? Like, shout out to Martin Landau.
Like Christopherson's like, what?
Right?
Like, I didn't do that. And they're like, Chris, here's the movie. Is that you? He's like, that ain't me, man. I don't, that's AI. I don't know.
Right. I mean, everything about it was bad, man. The acting, the script, the guy who made it, Richard Danis, like, that was his only film. Like,
I see why. I mean, but the scene with OJ taking down the toughs, find it and watch it, because it's one of, I mean, it's great. It's one of the best things I've ever seen.
And that following year, 1994, Weird Science is airing season 1, episode 6, Airball Kings. Gary and Wyatt want to be on the basketball team, and Lisa zaps the coach so that he does just that. But she doesn't give them any extra talent, and the team suffers.
Lisa. Again, showing you how easy it is to infiltrate a high school when you're a fully grown woman, though. She just walks in and takes over. So I love that. I love that she's in a cheerleading outfit for 99% of this. What's her name? We're just calling her Lisa.
Vanessa Angel.
Vanessa, and that's very appropriate. Vanessa, God bless. He did. He blessed you and your genes. Yeah, man, we've all been here. Wyatt and Gary, they're always getting picked on by the jocks, Steve. Maybe not you. Maybe not me. But these guys are.
And they're seeing all the attention that these hoopers, the basketball players, are getting. Oh, man, they get all the clout. They get all the acclaim. They get all the hoes. Man, I wish I was a little bit taller.
Damn, I wish I was a baller, honestly. But Wyatt's like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm pretty cool just playing this game NBA Jam on Game Gear. I'm on fire right now, dude.
I love those generic 90s show video games. And he's like, and why is like, man, I don't even want to play basketball. I can't play basketball.
Yeah, it's like, we're not athletes, man. We can't do it. But Gary's like, dude, we gotta get some biatches. We gotta get on this team. We got to try out. So that's where we go.
Yeah. And the coach, he's like, none of you are good enough until you prove me otherwise.
But he's getting real personal on Wyatt and Gary. He's like, none of you are good enough. You're especially not good enough. And he's making real deep eye contact. And that's tough.
And all of a sudden, Lisa shows up. And like, I think at one point, Gary tells Wyatt, shut up and dribble. It was like, man, come on, dude. You work for Fox News?
Hey, oh yes. So yeah, Lisa shows up, and Gary, who's the blonde guy, I was getting confused. I actually thought the blonde guy was Wyatt. My mistake. But Gary's like, yeah, dude, Lisa's here. Shut up, man. She's gonna hook us up. Thinking, oh, I'm gonna become like a Harlem Globetrotter out here. She's gonna hook me up with superpowers and whatnot. She puts this spell on the coach, but doesn't accentuate the skill set at all, Steve. I mean, Gary is throwing up these insane just airball layups that I can't even explain like it physically. It doesn't make sense.
And layup is a metaphor for something being easy. He literally can't do it. Like he's airballing a layup, not even hitting the backboard.
And he's hitting that like dribble that's just completely out of control where you're moving forward, but that ball could go anywhere at any time. It's the Stanley in the Office dribble where you're like, what the fuck is what?
But the coach, he's mesmerized. That was the greatest shot I've seen since John Wilkes Booth.
Sheer poetry. And I love all the real basketball players like, yo, coach, what? Coach?
What?
You got Alzheimer's or something?
Yeah. And in the next scene, they have varsity jackets already. And the cheerleaders, they're filling them. It's like, it's funny how we never noticed you before. That's just so.
I like how like the Letterman, they're walking around like the little rascals guys faking adulthood. They just got like the sleeves are huge. Even the teachers are like, hey guys, you guys are basketball players. Is this what it was like, Steve, when you were an athlete? Were the teachers just like, oh, well, you need more time to play ball, Steve. Here's a nice really.
Some of, and this was in middle school sometimes, man.
Hell yeah. Well, they're getting that kind of treatment, but why weird. It's like, yo, dude, a B, I appreciate a B, but shouldn't you be reading this shit? And the guy's like, don't worry about it. Don't hurt yourself. And he's like, but I usually get A's. And the guy's like, okay. All right. Don't get greedy here.
We don't care. You could have been held back 5 years, and as long as the team stays together. And now they're at the cafeteria. And they're questioning, like, dude, we're short. We don't dribble. We shoot nothing but air balls.
What's going on here? And the rest of the basketball team, they try to sit down with the squad, and it's getting real crickety over there. There's a lot of silence, a lot of angry glares, Steve.
I dealt with that too on the basketball team. Like, I swear, Perrysburg was the downfall of I wouldn't have met one of my best friends here, man. But at the same time, man, it really did a number on me. Like, sidetrack, man. You know that guy, Pat Gill. He lived in our neighborhood. His house was behind us. So, yeah. Once I realized that, I was like, oh, man, we should hang out. After practice, we could shoot some hoops. So I ride my bike to his house after one of our practices, man. It's like, hey, man, remember we talked we were going to hoop? And dude, his family's there watching the Packers game. They were big Packers fans. It was awkward silence. And Pat opened the door. He's like, oh, okay, sure.
What?
And we shot around for like probably 5, maybe 10 minutes. And he was like, all right, man, I got to go back and watch the game. And that was just like, in hindsight, dude, like, this is what we're dealing with. When I was in the city, bro, it was a vibe. We all connected after practice before we hung out, man. So Perry's, it was just a whole different vibe, man. Sorry to sidetrack, but
dude, I came in 5th grade. Same thing for me. Everybody was cool with each other. I go to this new school, and it's like, God damn, this is a little heavier than I'm used to. I didn't really used to get insulted or like moved into this weird group of people that I was like you were stuck with. But yeah, it is wild, man, and especially for you being one of maybe 5 black people that were in Perrysburg. That's got to add a little extra level of like what the fuck to it.
For sure, man. So ever since then, I've been like, man, F some Pat Gill, but straight up, man.
Fuck Pat. I don't give a fuck. I don't like him either.
And fuck Noah Schwinn too, you punk bitch. But now we see Lisa. She's with the other cheerleaders. And the principal says he's excited to see some new cheers.
Yeah, but before he's, he immediately is like, yo, excuse me, are you in the wrong spot? And she throws like a Jedi mind trick on him. Is like, no, I'm
Yeah.
exactly where I need to be. And he
Yeah.
gets put under her spell, which no magic needed.
Yeah.
I'd be like, hell yeah, man, help these girls out. By the
Yeah.
way, I'm here to help too. Let me help you out.
Yeah, head cheerleader. Yeah, I got some head for you. And so, I mean, I basically Lisa, she's the head of the cheerleading squad. So now we're at the game, and the guy they're sitting next to the coach, but like they both find reasons to not get in the game. Like Gary says, like, "Oh man, my patella," and then Wyatt's like, "Yeah, I don't know, I got chicken pie." There was some shit.
He pulled his groin.
Pulled his groin. Okay, completely different. they were just like they didn't.
Man, I got rickets. I don't know. I gotta sit down. Get this boy an ice pack. Also, just one thing I think we neglected to indicate: the basketball team, when they sat down, said, "If you show up to the game, we're gonna stomp you into the ground." So that's why they're making up these excuses to not play. Because Gary's fully like, "Hey man, I belong here, dude. I got the jacket, I got the jersey. Let's go."
Yeah, he's ready to get in, man. And the coach, he can't wait to put him in. So, first play, he turns over the ball. They just take his cookies. And then the next play, he just shoots an air ball straight up, not even going forward, like forward motion. He just basically throws it up in the air and it falls back down.
It's like, when people you just push it up vertically and then you just catch it again. I don't know what to call it. He's passing the ball to himself. He's not shooting. And I got to go back to the layup because even as a fat basketball player, I was laying it up like a must, Steve. And this guy, it's embarrassing.
Yeah,
I almost feel like when you watched it, you'd hear a lot of like audible, "Aw," like that,
some groans. And they end up losing the game. But the coach, he is Team Gary Wyatt because they go back to the locker room. He's like, "I'm sorry, the rest of the team let you guys down." And one guy's like, "Coach,
play, man. I don't know what to tell you."
Coach is like, "Man, what?" The player's like, "Man, what are you doing, Coach? Look, these two know more about basketball than all of you combined." Then the principal comes in. He's like, "Man, you sure you have the right idea? I mean, sending Gary and Wyatt in the game, they're athletically challenged." And then boom, coach decks him in the face.
Better not talk about my boy Gary like that.
Yeah.
This coach is, he's a stand-up guy. He also kicked the player who criticized Gary and Wyatt. He's off the team, Steve. That's how it's zero tolerance for that kind of shit. Because obviously, Gary especially is the next, at least Magic Johnson. At least.
Yeah. And now they're outside the principal's office, and the cheerleader tells them to quit the team. And they're like, "Hey, we're saying nice." And then the players show up. "We're not going to be so nice. Quit the team or we'll kill you."
We're not going to let you two Bonaducci's ruin the team. Which, why do you have to hate on Danny Bonaducci like that? I don't get that. I don't support that. But the principal wants them to quit. Everybody wants these guys to quit. And basically the principal's like, "Look, man, we've been winning for 5 years, but people love winners. We start losing. This coach, he's out. He's out." They basically made this guy say all this stuff. He's under a spell, so they start feeling a certain way, Steve.
Your life here at Farber will be full of surprises. And they go to the coach and tell him they're quitting the team. And he's like, "Why? When it comes to hoops, we suck donkey turd."
Oh, you guys are like MJ and Scottie Pippen out there. It's pure poetry in motion. But the coach doesn't say something that's kind of not spellbound, I guess, where he's like, "You know what, you guys, you know what you really have? Heart. I see you out there trying your hardest. And if you guys quit, means I got to quit too. Killing me."
questioning his life's purpose. And this coach, he's just popping up everywhere. He's at the cafeteria. He's coming into their classroom. He shows up in their dreams, in their bed sometimes.
Yeah, that's questionable. Just like, hey guys, coach here. You guys looking a little dry. Let me put a little cream on. Cream those thighs up. But after one of the meetings, like, Wyatt's like, well, we're quit. We can't do this. We're gonna ruin this guy's life. But Gary's like, dude, I can't quit. No one's ever believed in me like coach has in my life, dude. I gotta show up. Now you should learn how to play basketball to do that. But I guess just showing up, Steve. That's really all you need to do.
And we're at the game. I'm guessing this is the championship game. And Wyatt, he's just sitting on the bench playing clothes. They told both of these guys to not even show up to the game. So while the team is up, Gary walks onto the court fully suited. And then it's just dead silence. Nobody wants him there.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm surprised it's not NWO status where people are just throwing garbage at him while he walks in. But he shows up and it does go silent. But as soon as Gary gets in the huddle, the coach is like, thank God you're here, man. Even though they're up. It's like, yeah, Jesus Christ. I thought we were going to lose this one. So it's basically the coach is like, dude, this is your game now. Take it over.
So he gets in the game. This dude airballs a layup again. He rolls the ball on the court, can't even dribble, and he literally launches the ball into the wall.
I mean, he's heaving the ball in the wrong direction. He's just throwing it at the ceiling. I thought he was frustrated, but that's just his game, Steve. He confuses you, and then he starts playing the game the way he should. But that's not the case. He has no game. So Lisa's sitting there watching this with Wyatt, and she does like a little voodoo on his Game Gear, a little thing he has. And she's like, look, throw the basketball game in there, and you're going to control him, and, maybe we'll win this game. So Wyatt's like, oh, okay. And he fumbles around, gets a game, and puts it in there, but it's not the basketball game, Steve. It's a football game. So now Gary's in the court kicking threes into the hoop like it's nothing. It's crazy.
Yeah, freaking
Pele?
Janikowski,
Yeah,
Vinatieri, one of them. And apparently in '94, kickball violations weren't a thing. They totally were, but not in this universe, not at Farber High School, because the dude, he punts a 3-pointer. And then he just keeps punting 3-pointers because they were down like 12 points with 2 minutes left, or might have been 21 points.
It was 21 points, Steve. Yep. But that's nothing for old goat leg McGee over here. He's kicking threes. They set him up for a straight up field goal kick with the basketball, and that's the game winner, Steve. From deep downtown. He's just throwing. He's not throwing anything. He's kicking these things like Vinatieri, Steve, in his prime.
Jeez. They end up winning the game from all of these punted 3-pointers. Then he just short circuits all of a sudden. But one more play, that's all they need.
Well, and they get it. He kicks it, and he still kicks it.
Yeah.
And they win the game. Everybody's celebrating. The world's on fire, and you see the spell like come off the coach, and he's like pitiful. He's back to old coach, but he does throw up some props. He's like, respect the heart, kid, and the leg. I'm going to talk to the football coach and get you on there because there's something special there.
You got heart, cuz? Hey, he got heart. He got heart. In the final scene, Gary, hey, they're on cloud 9. Gary comes in. He's like, man, I own the court. And then all of a sudden, Chet pops up. Hey, look at the bench sucking butt boy.
I like anytime Chet sees Lisa, he's like, oh, I need 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Real intense. But Lisa, she ain't handling that. She turns Chet's head into a basketball and then decapitates the motherfucker, Steve.
Just great.
I
Give
would have
me
loved if they like their reaction was like, "Oh my god!" Because I thought he's dead. Is his body still there? Or is his whole body in the basketball, Steve? These are questions we need to ask Lisa, I guess.
Give me a T. Give me an A. Give me 5 minutes. No.
All I need. Okay, shit.
And
What boy though? I'm gonna start calling people that. I don't even know what it means, but people are gonna get pissed off.
you got to add bench sucking to it. The more consonant, the more syllables. Bench sucking butt boy.
It just rolls off the tongue, Steve. Pause.
But
Pause.
also in 1994, all that premieres on Nick. 11 seasons, man.
Man, that's crazy. It went over a decade. And but one of the greatest sketch comedians of all time. This is the OG. This is where he came from, Steve. It's
Dude,
triple baseball for Keenan.
He has to be on my Mount Rushmore of child actors, man. Like he was in some classics in the 90s, and he's been in this sketch thing for most of his life, man.
Most of our lives, shit.
Most of our lives.
Yeah. Shout out to Heavyweights and Mighty Ducks. We could keep Good Burger if you're into it.
Keenan and Kel.
Hell yeah, dude. All that though. Such a quality show for Nickelodeon. This theme song's done by damn TLC, which is just another cherry on top, which is badass. And goated, basically. This is SNL for us, man. When we were a little kid, this is everything because I loved SNL as a kid. So the fact they were making it for us, that was dope, man. And to be honest with you, when you watch it, I mean, it's kid humor, but I'm digging it, man. And they kind of have that Mr. Show thing where sometimes sketches lead into sketches, you know.
And we start off with this shoe promo or this shoe sketch where Lori Beth Denberg, she's got on some new Air light ups. And then another guy, Josh Server, comes in like, oh, check out this dude. He's got the cool lights. Yeah, they pump lights in the back. They got a stereo and a CD player. And then here comes Kel. He walks out with, hell, man, mine has a hydraulic pump and a frozen yogurt dispenser. Ooh, ooh.
Did Exhibit pimp out your shoes, y'all? But they can't even. But even the kid with the freaking yogurt can't even. This little girl shows up with damn RoboCop boots with the damn jetpack. So, you know, this was it, Steve. But I mean, I love me some pumps, but I think if I could have some frozen yogurt and on top of that, how much these cost?
I always looked at her as Victoria Jackson Jr. I swear
that little girl's face, I swear to God, she became famous as an older person and is like somebody that we've seen. What's her name? We'll have to look. Katrina. I feel like
Johnson.
I feel like she did some after this. But great opening sketch. Then we get the TLC. This is that. Another great theme song. Pay attention, working girl. In TLC. So good. And then we get into right off the bat, Steve. In the pilot episode, we get Bag and Sag and Barry, one of the heavy hitters of this show that I remember. I'm 42, almost 43. No, I am 43, Steve. Jesus. And I still remember Bag and Sag and Barry.
And very apropos to start this off with Keenan sketch, man, because we see first that Kel is the head of the scout. He's the scoutmaster, I guess, and he's trying to show them how to start up a fire to create light. But Bag and Sagging Barry, he pulls a lantern out of his pants.
Yeah. Well, it's dark times. They thought they're lost, Steve. So the kids are panicking. Barry's like, what are y'all worried about? You let there be light. I mean, is this guy God? Because he's pulling everything out. He's got a light. One of the chicks is like, man, I want a tuna salad sandwich. and he doesn't pull a sandwich out, but he pulls a tuna out
Yeah.
and a baguette and some mayo.
And 2-liter sodas. Well, what if a bear comes out? Kel's like, what if a bear comes out? Now you gonna run to Baggy Saggy Barry or me? And then Baggy Saggy Barry, he pulls out a tent.
Yeah, and then we cut to later. Dude had a TV with at least 1,000 channels on it. Freaking 2 lazy boys, a pool table of some kind, maybe like a ping pong setup.
A foosball.
He's got a better living room than I do, Steve.
Got a whole arcade in there, man. And they love Barry. They pledge allegiance to Barry and his pants. And Barry, he saves the day because the helicopter comes to get him out of the woods.
Yeah. And then Kel's like, being around you, Barry, just made me realize how much I think I should have had a kid. And in a move that I couldn't have predicted, Bag and Sagging Barry has a newborn baby in his pants, Steve. Just chilling for this time, and he gives them to Kel, who it almost I think he shed a tear.
Yeah, I mean, knowing that this is produced by Dan Schneider, everything is questionable. The baby out of the pans, but after this, we get a Sinbad cutaway. Like, this is so cool, man. They really paid attention to every possible detail.
Now this is all that.
It really is, man, Mr. Bad. And the next sketch, we have Katrina the bouncer at Lucky Cheese. And apparently you need a RSVP to get into Lucky Cheese.
Yeah, and don't F around because this chick's like a mini roadhouse. She'll 1-2 piece your ass into the ground and she suffers no fools, Steve. Katrina, you're not getting in unless you got a res, which Phil Moore should have known, host of Nick Arcade, who shows up. I mean, this is Phil Moore, Steve. This is bam, 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 bam. The freestyle king of Nickelodeon. And he's like, yeah, I'm here. I'm Phil Moore. And she's like, who? She's like, Phil Moore, host of Nick Arcade. And I love this. She's like, oh my God, can I touch you? And he's like, it's kind of weird, but yeah, I guess. And she does, Steve, but she touches him by putting him in a headlock and whooping his ass.
And yeets him out of there.
You don't step in line like that. Get to the back of the line.
Oh, and then when he comes back, she's like, oh, you hurt my leg. Like, oh, man, I'm sorry. And then she kicks him in the shin and bops him on the head.
Yep. And, I'd let the man in, to be honest with you. I feel like the bona fides of being the Nick Arcade host. I'll tell you what. You let me into that final level thing and let me play around in that a little bit, you're in. But not Katrina, Steve. But then we get Joey Lawrence, Steve. Whoa. No, that's all that. Whoa.
The cutaways, man. And now we have Urkel versus Urkel. It's Angelique Bates and Kel Mitchell. And they basically just come out saying a bunch of Urkel sayings.
But I was high when I watched it. They were doing great, but it was getting me. I was actually freaking out a little bit. It's like the Matrix broke, but they're doing a good job. They're both. I feel like the girl kind of outdid Kel, though.
She did. Angelique Bates did her thing, man. And to the point where it sounded like they got a standing ovation. Like, we didn't see the audience, but they got a loud pop from that, man. And it's a quick sketch. And then after that, we get to Annie, little orphan Annie. And she's singing her song, come out tomorrow. And then all of a sudden she gets rained on. Or was that rain?
I think it was Flower, but
Flower.
This is like a recurring thing that they keep bringing back because, she just keeps showing up. They rain Flower on her. She can't finish the song. I think there's a straight up explosion at one point. And she even gets dragged away by the Secret Service. So this chick can belt out little orphan Annie, but nobody's letting her finish, Steve.
And now we get a cutaway from Brian Austin Green.
Bag, dude.
The bag. Like, I don't know what public opinion is of dude, but I've always thought Brian Austin Green was a cool ass dude, man. Because if you were on any of those Teen Bop or girl magazines, it's guaranteed you had a hose. in different
Yeah.
area codes, way before Ludacris.
He was a DJ in Beverly Hills in the 90s, Steve. DJ Bag.
There we go.
Hell yeah.
And
And also, I just a quick aside, because I'm white and aging like a banana in the sun, he's actually aging pretty well for a white dude, Steve, because he's probably a good 10 years older than us and looks 10 years younger than us.
if not late 40s, he's probably hitting like
Yeah,
the edge of 50. And I mean, it's all those pussy juices throughout the 90s, man.
it is, man. Damn, Bags, he's going to live forever then. He's immortal. From
Just
the
like
beach.
just like JTT. And now we're in Miss Fingerly's class. And her rule is if you got something, share it with the class. Because we see Josh Server, he's chewing on gum. It's like, well, you'll have to bring some for the rest of the class. And then we cut to Angelique. She's listening to her stereo. She asks, like, did you bring some for the rest of the class? She's like, actually, I did.
Radios? Did you bring one for everyone? And she did, Steve. Hell yeah. Thanks, Angelique. I needed one. I needed a nice new Iowa to blast some music.
Iowa?
Hell yeah. And then somebody else shows up with some pudding cups. Everybody gets a pudding cup, Steve. But then, and actually, it's not pudding cups. It's a wheelbarrow full of pudding, Steve. Buffets. Don't look too deep into the pudding. Oh, I'm getting sleepy.
And Kel's like, man, I also brought my little brother. You couldn't find a babysitter. It's like, well, you know the rule. I sure do. So he comes back with a little brother for everybody. Everybody gets a little bro.
They emptied out Dan Schneider's sex dungeon. Oh! Dan Schneider, man. We need to have a whole episode about that. But Miss Fingerly, another banger from all that. This was a long-running character, too. And Lori Beth, she's one of the queens of all that, you know?
For sure, man. And she runs headfirst into a wheelbarrow of pudding. Another cutaway, Miss Jenna Von Oy. 6, if you will.
Hello, 6. So sexy.
So
And then we get a little Dan Schneider cameo, Steve, because this is the gooey leftover sketch where it's like
of course he was.
yeah, and he kind of comes out. It's foggy. He's kind of in like a sleep fog. He's walking to the fridge. It's glowing, Ghostbusters style. There's some sinister music playing, and he opens it up real slow and just bust a nut, really, Steve. Maybe there was some CP in that fridge, but he's like, oh!
And that was his third round.
Yeah, glorp. That's what he says.
And after that, it's like a crime investigation. They got the kitchen taped off, and Keenan is asking
SBU, actually. There's semen everywhere.
These are their stories. Don't. Keenan's grilling him like, so what happened? Well, it was the meatloaf. Oh, they ate meatloaf with what? Macaroni, cheese, peas. Well, when did you make it? Yesterday. Tuesday. About 3 weeks ago.
It's glorp.
If you don't eat it, it eats you.
It's and glorp actually isn't an acronym, Steve. Gooey leftover refrigerator pus. So you get that glorp on you, and we saw what happened to Schneid Dog. So apparently the crystals and the thermostatic fluid in modern fridges, this is coming from Keenan the scientist, it turns leftovers into this glorp shit, which looks like Ivan Ooze stuff from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. That's what glorp is. So they're looking around. There's glorp everywhere, Steve. Dan Schneider glorped all over the place. And they're working the trail. They follow it into like a little closet. And Dan Schneider's in the closet glorping everything. It looks like he blew Grimace. he's just like, just
Barney.
yeah, something happened. But he's just sitting in there, glorp to hell, making ambulance sounds. He's like, wee, and I don't know, Steve. I don't get it.
Uh, uh, we cut back to Sinbad. They crazy.
Yeah. Man, that damn Schneider motherfucker crazy.
His feet everywhere. And back to Annie. She's singing her song again. And then all of a sudden she just blows up.
This chick can't finish the song. And then we cut to another thing that I remember from this Ear Boys, Steve, which I know is triggering.
Yeah,
I
I've
know.
never forget it. All these jokes I've heard. Of course I did because I had big ears.
But you didn't have Ross Perot to talk you down from the ledge. Ross Perot, fellow big ear guy, talks to Ear Boy, but it doesn't make a lot of sense. He's got a lot of visual aids like Ross Perot had, but it's not jiving, you know? Can I finish? Can I finish?
See, this is Dumbo. This is you. This is Dumbo. This is you. Anybody that talks about your ears is worse than a donkey flea on a donkey's behind. See, this is a toilet. This is you. This is you. This is the toilet.
So he gets whatever that is from Ross Perot, but he also gets a giant Q-tip, Steve, which appropriately maybe somebody should have given you with those big ass.
Grandereas, as they would call them in Spanish. And I don't know, for some reason, Ear Boy's looking the toilet.
Yeah, I guess he's trying to figure out how to get swirly to fit those ears in, but we do see that at some point soon he's going to meet a couple of amigos that are fellow freaks. There's Pizza Face. There's Four Eyes, who's insane looking, and it's like legitimate like horror material, and Metal Mouth, who's just a chick with crazy braces. So he's gonna have some freak friends, but right now it's just, you know, he's just got to figure it out, Steve. And I'm sure, like, is this what you did? You had to figure out the world with just big ass fucking Dumbo ears.
I had to find a way to be funny, so I could find how people can laugh with me instead of at me. So there was always comedy, and then I played sports, and I wore fly gear. I had the fresh kicks, fresh, you know what I'm saying. So you know how a kid's mind work. Oh my God, you have the new J's. You're cool.
Yeah. See, I was fat, so I was the same way. I defaulted to comedy, but there was no sports stuff. But I got to be honest with you, Steve, from knowing you for so long, and I just remember like meeting you or seeing you in junior high when you started in Perrysburg, never clocked the ears at all. I think it's something that I think this is something you were holding on to, but I never noticed it.
It was more a grade school thing. I think as I got into middle school, it became less of a thing. And then high school I still have them. People still kind of call them out from here. But yeah, man, it became less of a thing as we got older. But now we're back to Annie. She's singing her song again. And then all of a sudden, it looks like Men in Black. But Men in Black didn't come out to 97.
I think she threatened the president. I think these are Secret Service agents, Steve. Which clock? She's also a very, very intense bouncer, so she's capable of violence. But then we cut to Mavis and Clavis.
Oh man!
I also love Mavis and Clavis, Keenan and Kel, the all stars, the heavy hitters, and they're
Scotty
just
and
two
Mike.
old guys, man. They're just two old guys, just loving life, hanging out, talking, not hearing each other. It's funny, but they're here to introduce the stars, Steve.
When was the last time you heard some music that made you shake your booty? Well, I was in the tub soaking my corns, listening to the radio, then it fell in the tub, and I was shaking my booty and everything else.
That's probably one of the best introductions TLC's ever gotten, because they do come out and sing Friends, and it's TLC, Steve.
Will they let you down? Yeah. Whoa.
Friends, do a podcast with, talk about 90 shit. And I like, we watched this on YouTube, so I don't know how you can consume. I didn't watch it on Paramount. Love seeing the musical part of it too. SNL. Looking
Yeah,
at
you hear that? Lorne, NBC Universal, always trying to block my edits, and I got to go back to Adobe Premiere. NBC Universal, you're starting to become a thorn in my side. You've been a bigger thorn in my side lately. NBC
very
Universal.
litigious. And I was fired by NBC Universal, Steve, so I have an extra bone to pick with them.
That makes me even more pissed off her.
Yeah.
And so here's the thing, too, man. TLC, I find them to be the greatest girl group of all time. Actually, their Crazy Sexy Cool album is the highest grossing album of any girl group. And that's something you don't see nowadays. You don't like when I talk to these new millennials, these Zsters, they're like, oh, the 90s. What was like, all right, man, tell me your current favorite girl group. Oh, they don't exist anymore because in my day, we had TLC, we had Escape, we had En Vogue, we had SWV. None of that now.
Phased out, dude. Destiny's Child killed it because everybody's like, what does it matter? We're just going to break up and one of us is going to be very famous and whatnot. But I'm with you. TLC, also what I like, because we see it in this, and they're doing stuff that is cool. They're on this show just having fun too. They don't just do an appearance and do their song. They show up in another sketch and lend a little something extra to it, which I loved. And also, they're so great. Down a chick, they're still out there trying to do shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They are. They're still kind of relevant. People still love them. They're that good. But you're right. I mean, that's just true of music in general. I mean, we're old and stuff is just better from our time, but nobody's making shit like that. Nobody's making love songs or anything. It's just this boom bap, or not even boom bap. It's whatever mumble shit. I hate it, Steve. I'm old.
And they don't even use metaphor like the R&B songs now. They're pretty direct. It's basically they might as well have songs like "Let's Fuck." Like whereas back in the day, man, they like you would have to like put the pieces together. Oh, they're talking about that. Oh, now it's just like, yeah, let's go to the back of the truck and have the sex.
Let me put it in you.
Jeez.
There's no subtext, Steve.
In the final skit, we have Leapfroggy Frog.
Hell yeah, dude.
Froggy Frog.
He's got a froggy style the album, Steve. It's just Snoop Dogg as a frog, Steve.
Is Kermit your dad? That's a rumor. Kermit is a puppet.
Kids used to tease me, beat me up. Then one day I'm watching MTV and I saw Criss Cross perform Jump. And it inspired me. I was like, I jump. Why can't I do that? And he does, Steve. Next thing you know, he's got a new album, Froggy Style. He's got a new movie called I'm Gonna Get You Tadpole. Love that. And a brand new TV series called Cold Chilling at the Lily Pad, Steve. This
That's a
guy's
must
on top
watch.
of the world.
Excuse me, I caught a frog in my throat. I find that offensive.
I should kill your ass.
Hold up. Let me get a snack right quick. He goes to the wall and grabs for a fly. You hungry? No, I'm good. Oh, so you don't eat flies, but you eat frog legs. Get out my face.
Froggy, froggy, froggy. And then he calls TLC in because they're his like fly chicks, Steve.
Fly chicks, yes. Oh, so cool, so crazy, so sexy.
Nasty. And that's it. But this is a hell of a premiere episode. We get Phil Moore from Nick Arcade, which I love that. A little cross promotion. And I gotta say, it sets the tone. This is it.
And then in 1996, Rage Against the Machine would release their second album, Evil Empire, and the world would never be the same again.
Yeah, I remember when my buddy Matt brought this to my attention, and I remember the album art, the weird kid, the yellow background and stuff. And yeah, again, there were some of these albums that when you and your buddies found them, it was just that. There was nothing else being put on. And that was this for us for a long time. And yeah, man, and when you read about this, That's why I was saying about Zach De La Roca. I mean, even when he's talking about that image behind you, what he says about it is so deep and like thoughtful that it's like, man, even that, I don't even think, like, to me, it's like the artists, they do the thing, but they're not sitting here thinking about like, oh, what's like this album art? Because that's a famous picture, Steve. Even the name is like from a Ronald Reagan presidential speech, which is great. And it's just one of those things where it's like, in a way, makes me feel kind of shitty because it's like I'm not even capable of thinking on these many deep levels. And when you're that smart and also a badass singer or guitar player, it just makes sense that this band is that good.
Man, it's such a big part of my life, man, to the point where I would end up being in a tribute band of this band, and we were together for 4 years, Priest of Hiroshima, and we ended up being an original band that stemmed from our cover days and made some good money, man. Went around Southeast Houston or Southeast Texas, and man, this album, I hadn't listened to it in a while because of me being just so overexposed to it, performing those songs. But now I'm revisiting it, man. I forget the other tracks, man. The Down Rodeo. These people ain't seen a brown skinned man since their grandparents bought one. Oh my God.
I mean, People of the Sun is like equally as good too. There's just it's front to back an album. You don't have to skip anything. And when you actually are sitting there like analyzing what they're saying and like all of it, it's even more impressive. It just has not degraded at all. It's gotten better, honestly. And it's kind of sad because the world hasn't improved, but it's more relevant now, I feel like.
Yeah.
Or it's as relevant now as it was then, even more so. So yeah, I don't know what to say. I hope I get to see them live someday. That's something that's a wish for mine. So
maybe one day we can go to that same concert, man, because I love these guys. But on that same day in 96, Local H would release As Good as Dead. And you just don't get it. You go sad and you learn to accept it enough. It's so pathetic. We saw them. Remember, Matt?
Born to Be Down. Where?
Oh my! I knew you wouldn't remember. We went. It was some place in Toledo that probably doesn't even exist anymore.
Oh no! It was like a little bar place.
Yep. And Elliot's band opened up for him.
That's what it was. It was. Yeah, I knew we were going to see something else.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you one thing that I always remember about this: the cover art creeped me out. I don't like the look of this kid. But I don't know. Was that the only song, Steve?
No, man. They also did You High Fiving Motherfucker. You High Fiving Motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You High Fiving Motherfucker. Dude, and at the time when we went to this concert, I had dreads, which you probably don't remember that. Nobody remembers me having dreads.
I remember that. I remember that. Now that you bring it up, it's not something I would recall immediately, though.
So when they made this album, they were like a two-piece. It was the main guy and then the drummer. The drummer was a black guy. So we're at this concert, and some people came up to me thinking I was the drummer, because they had replaced drummers by the time we saw him. I was like, no, dude, I'm totally not him, man. And then we actually, dude, and there was an after party in the hotel. Actually, we talked to the dude, the main guy, man. I'm gonna get his name. Is it Joe Daniels? It's either Joe. Yeah. Oh no, he's the original drummer. That's the guy they thought I looked like.
Yeah, I'm seeing Joe Daniels too, Steve.
Scott Lucas. Scott Lucas is the guy. So he went to the, like, I guess after party hotel room, and I walked up to him like, hey man, people kept saying I look like the original drummer. He's like, man, you do kind of look like him. And it was just cool, like just talking to that, because I listened to his song. Like they used to play that on our local radio station on Buzz, man. And I
5.
thought these guys were local. I thought they were a Toledo band because this was heavy on the rotation, man. So, dude, shout out to them.
But that's a banger. That one song that you sang, like that's a banger. They still play that on the radio now. Like even if that was their one hit, they killed it. But the cover of the album, I don't know. I don't like that.
And also in 96, Master P would release Ice Cream Man.
And it's got a fabulous cover too. It's got a very No Limit cover, Steve. It looks like something that my special needs niece.
This is the beginning of that, man. Like the whole No Limit cover. This was like the test. They tested this out. So now after that, let's get these big Cavassier bottles and limousines and let's throw the White House in the background, dude. Like they were just throwing. This was like they were just trying Photoshop out. Like
I need more money in the foreground.
Big booty bitches. Let's throw some of those. Why not?
Cover or neon orange too, so you could see it.
Yeah, contrasting neons. It's a small hood, but it's all good. And Mr. Rogers ain't got shit up on my neighborhood.
I mean, I'm a Ghetto D like stan, so this is that's where he went mainstream, Steve.
Ghetto D and the Last Don could suck the Ice Cream Man's dong. This album from front to back and side to side, Matt. Damn, how G's ride. Time for a 187. Damn right, Percy. It half on a bag of dank. And Mr. Ice Cream Man.
He's an ice cream man.
Killer Pussy.
The UGK song is. I knew that even before I ever saw any, or listened to any other tracks. I forget what it is.
Break them off some. Break them off some.
I mean, also the titles of the songs too. Time to check my crack house, Steve.
It is. Gotta watch these hoes, man.
It's the Master P compilation you've been waiting for, including killer hits like Killer Pussy. Time to check the crack house.
Uncle P is giving us sound advice, man. Watch these hoes because you really do. You really do need to watch these hoes.
Also, things ain't what they used to be, Steve. I hear that, P. I'll give a sound to that. Also, let's not forget, Steve, that Master P might be one of the first people to really translate rapping into just being an entrepreneur, Steve, just being like a business aficionado.
Dude, he lived out every hood dream. He was a rapper, successful producer. He played in the NBA and he was in wrestling.
And he was in a Nick Cage movie, Steve. He was in Gone in 60 Seconds. He was heavily featured in that.
And he started producing. We just talked about a movie he produced last week. Foolish. Man,
yeah.
He lived out his dream, man. And like, he's very, I don't know what public opinion is of P. I feel like he's a good dude. I mean, I never heard any smut. I mean, from any of his workers or label his artists, but man, he did it all. He even put his friends on. He put his brothers on.
Put his son on, Steve.
Put his son on, his seeds, man, to the point where his son got a show on Nickelodeon. Little Romeo.
Yeah, dude. And he was the voice of ICDC College in LA, one of like those universities.
You need to take some courses.
ICDC College. He had a fire ass theme song on that too. If you lived in LA, that was a dope ass commercial.
We got those in Houston.
Yeah, dude. P, I got nothing bad to say. This ain't no P. This P, let me hear you say.
And finally, in 1999, Life premieres. In 1932, two strangers are wrongfully convicted and develop a strong friendship in prison that lasts them through the 20th century. Directed by Ted Demme, starring Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence, and a slew of
I mean,
others.
Ned Beatty,
Heavy
Chris
D.
Ricky, Steve, Miguel Nunez up in this. I mean, is Miguel Nunez also rich as hell? I hope, because this guy's also prolific as hell.
It helps when you're friends with Martin and Eddie.
Yeah, dude. And Clarence Williams III, Steve. Ah, yes.
And
I
Bernie-
won the game.
Bernie Mac, Jingling. They call me Jingling. Can't Do Right, Bokeem Woodbine,
Arlie Ermy, Rick
Arlie-
James.
Rick James, bitch, freaking Anthony Anderson. This was his feature film debut.
Heavy D's up in this too.
Heavy D.
He's the one that figures out they got away.
Who?
Hey, what
Guy
happened?
Tori.
Yeah, man. Guy Tori also, dude.
Dude, Guy Tori, he was quietly killing it, man.
Yeah, he was in American History X. He's been in a lot of like, he's in movies you don't realize he's in so many movies. He's one of those guys. Also funny as stand-up comedian as well. And I gotta say, man, like this, Martin and Eddie, both prolific careers and a bunch of stuff. I love them both. I don't think this is necessarily the best that either of them have made. I love this movie though. But the one thing that makes me not watch it as much, I feel like it's a bummer. It's a bummer to watch sometimes. Like just watching these guys like get fucked over and get old and have to go. You know, it's very like it's not all comedy. There's a lot of fun shit in it, a lot of heart in it. But at the end of the day, man, like it's a bum out because these guys just get fucked over.
Because if you look at the plot at its core, it really is sad, man. They got framed for a murder that they literally like they spend most of their life in jail, man, to the point where by the time they get out, dude, like they're senior citizens.
And that's one thing I wanted to ask because in the movie, they're in jail in like the 40s, you know, 30s.
Yeah.
They get out in the 90s. How old? So are they in their 90s?
I mean, they'd have to be,
right?
Unless they were in their 20s, then they'd be in their 80s. Yeah.
But they do it so well because they'll like throw you into something. They kind of like get through a situation and then and it's the bum out part. You see all the things that they missed in the world that happened. Like there's a moment like at the later part of the movie where Martin's like driving around the prison guy and he's you know, he's been a jailbird through everything, through the civil rights. He sees all these black people like out just having fun. And then he like looks at himself and like his reflection, how old he is and stuff. And it's a good drama too. And the one thing that's great about it, full circle by the end, we get a low level Django situation where the scumbag asshole white dude gets his.
Yeah.
You want it to be Martin and Eddie shooting him, but I like that the prison guard white dude, Ned Beatty, actually has like a conscience and just blows dude away at the end, which spoiler alert, that's what happens to Arlie Ermy, but I like that. It makes a lot of the misery you see okay. The bad guy gets his, and at least you get that satisfaction.
It wasn't all for naught.
Yeah.
And also, I caught Venus de Milo, Miss Telly, again from Salute Your Shores. She was one of the waitresses at the juke joint. Like early, it's a blinking you missed it scene where I think it was Eddie that grabs on her. She's like, "Oh, get off me!" But I always loved her, and also. This is the last.
Sanaa Lathan's in it too. Another.
How could I forget? I'm so sorry.
Tim Woodbine's in it too.
Another.
That. Did you say it?
Okay, can't bad. Get right. He's the one that had the baby with the I guess plantation owner or whatever. His daughter.
That's a great scene though when the plantation owner finds out it's a boy. It's a boy. And the doctor and the wife are like, yeah,
it's a boy.
He's alive.
And this is the last of this Eddie. The Eddie that I grew up watching, man. The raunchy Eddie. Why you gotta say nasty shit, Ray? Because I'm a nasty motherfucker. It like this is before he got deep into the whole like Disney, like family friendly flicks. And I get that too, because as you get older, you have kids, you have grandkids. You want your grandkids to be able to look at the screen, be like, oh, there's Pawpaw. And you know, but man, I miss that Eddie, man. I wish that Eddie would cut the Eddie Murphy Raw, Eddie Murphy Delirious, the 80s Eddie. And something I noticed, man, another thing that makes this movie great is because you have the GOAT of the 80s, and in my opinion, Martin, the GOAT of the 90s combined. How could you lose, man?
And I will say, like, the world loves this combination. And my only thing when you have those two guys in a movie, this movie's fantastic. Boomerang also fantastic. So when you put these two guys together, it's great. We even get like that Eddie put on some makeup and look a little different. It's only aging, but I think that's cool too. You know, when they're acting older and stuff, and it's almost like that grumpy old man situation where they're just giving each other shit and like hating on each other the whole time, but they love each other. They, you know, they're boys and stuff. And it's one of those movies. It's a confusing movie for me to talk about because I do like it a lot. But man, is it a bum out to watch too? Because there's those moments where they're getting older and stuff, and maybe it's because I'm getting older, but it's like, damn, fuck,
man, you gonna eat your cornbread?
They get to go see the Yankees at the end, Steve. Fuck.
But any callbacks for this week, Matt?
You know, Steve, it's been a busy week, but just I'm going to use my callback to just give a shout out to Dan Hedaya, who just dominating the 90s, Steve. And then coming into the 2000s, he was the dad in Night at the Roxbury. You know, he's got comedy chops too. So he's in Shaft. So Dan Hedaya, let me get some of that money, Dan.
I mean, unfortunately, you have to dig in the grave to get that.
Oh, damn. Is Dan gone? Rest in peace, Dan.
Yeah, like disco. But, man, in 1994, SNL was airing the episode with Pearl Jam as the musical guest and Emilio Estevez as the host. And this was an instant classic, man. I like the Family Feud. Or no, it wasn't a Family Feud, but it was like a game show where it was Dweeb, Dork, or like Spaz or something like that. And they're trying to guess which one this person is. So when Emilio comes out, Adam Sandler, he's like the tough guy, the tough contestant. He's like, oh, yeah, you didn't play ball? Like, oh, no, because you're a little girl? Like, no, because I beat up the whole basketball team and I killed. Like, it was just. There are a couple skits in this, man, but yeah, that one was great. And Smart Guy is airing episode Brother Brother, where the twins, T and Tamara, they come in for a cameo, visit their little bros sitcom, and Marcus, he comes up with this great plan to make himself a twin, and he just basically wears different wardrobes so he can date both of them.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's 3D chess, Steve.
Yeah, but please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Please tell your sister she can't have my cornbread. She gonna take my cornbread. It's gonna be some consequences and repercussions in this motherfucker. Please check out Food Show Fanatics as well as Crushgasm every Wednesday with Kendra G, our guy Clark the Shark on podcast.
Happened in the 90s.
All right,
you might want to do that over.
Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Please tell your little sister she can't have my cornbread. There's going to be some consequences and repercussions in this motherfucker. Please check out Food Show Fanatics as well as Crushgasm every Wednesday with Kendra G, our guy Clark the Shark on Podcastle, and Wrestler with Ronzilla on TikTok. This is Steve G and Matt G with
Happened in the 90s.
I'm a nice man.